Good morning, space pirate patriots, or afternoon, or evening, or good night, to quote the Truman Show, depending on where you're at. How you doing? Kevin coming to you from Ohio, land of corn and Neil Armstrong. Yay for me. Let's go ahead and muster up where you from and what you munching on. Or drinking. I'm drinking water out of my eccentric Jolly Rocket mug. I really badly need it. I just got done with my workout, managed to squeeze it in this morning. And after my workout, I drink a post-workout shake with like gross stuff, vegetables, some powders in it. And I look forward, it's so disgusting, I actually look forward to drinking just plain old water afterward. It keeps me hydrated, which I really badly need since I pulled my back out doing deadlifts yesterday because apparently I was lifting with my back and not my legs. And I strained it a little bit more today, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just dehydrated because I'm a loser. But do I look swole? Do I look swole? Say, well, yes, Kevin, you do look swole. If by swole you mean fat, then you look like you got stung by a giant boar-sized bumblebee. Okay, let's see where you're at, chat. Let me move this eccentric merch plug out of the way. Rusty Taylor, first name I see. Good to see ya. Australia, we have Australia in the chat. Welcome, Australia.
Austria. Well then, good day, mate.
We also have the UK, Simon from the UK. Are you the Simon from the UK?
You sound like you're from London.
I just munched on a bagel before the stream started, and I just chewed on part of an onion. It was kind of delicious, actually. I'm not going to lie. Makes me want a second bagel now. Christopher Baker, what's going on, man? Long-time member of the channel. Thanks for modding. Appreciate you, bro. UK and a lot of UK people in the house. What time is it there? Like 1 p.m., I think? Oh, you guys are 5 hours ahead, I think. Mom, caramel latte, or is it caramel? How do you guys pronounce caramel? I pronounce it caramel, but I'll do caramel when I'm thinking fancy. I think it's caramel because it's a latte. Latte is just a fancy word. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Good stuff. Justin Linderman, what's going on, Admiral? Chicagoland and donuts. Sweet, you about to go on patrol, brah? Mike Clark, another familiar name. I'm a Yank in England. Man, a lot of you guys are from the UK. Can't get over it. There we go. We got Houston. What's going on, Houston?
I pulled him out of a place on Midgard called Texas.
Texas. India. What's up, Raj? I'm going to call you Raj from Big Bang Theory, even though your name's Rajat. What's up, Raj? Mark Wolf. It's a sweet last name you got there, bro. Who else we got? Probus. Mustang, Oklahoma. I drive a Mustang, but I don't own any Mustangs. But I would like to fly in a Mustang over Mustang. Rusty's from Dayton. Well, I have family down there in Dayton, home of the Wright brothers. Charlestown, West Virginia. What's going on, neighbor? Egypt. Nice. My dog's name was Cairo with a K. That's about as close as I come to Egypt. All right, SpaceX just started their live stream. We'll get to it here in a second. And Brazil, Sweden, Italy, Canton, Ohio. Thank you guys for tuning in. Another Australian. We are here for today's Starlink launch. Yes, another Starlink launch. And I think this is another 53. Oh, my back. That's why I'm sitting in this comfy chair today, not the stool. I think this is another 53. 53 Starlinks on this one. It seems to be the magic number for these 1.5 versions. And it's launching on a booster, which will tie the record reuse for a single booster for hopefully the 13th landing today. But it will be the 13th flight so long as she gets off the pad. Mike Clark, welcome back to the Eccentric fam. Good to have you, bro. Call me daddy. Rocket Medic, what's going on? What's going on, Commander? Your gold leaf. Texas, another Texas. Man, it is beautiful down there in Florida today. Let me go big screen so you can stop staring at my mug. Oh, before PPOP gets off cam, let's go to him really quick. Bilpy Cam. Kunu, I think, is just out in the hallway. And we got Wilson co-hosting with me as well. So if you remember back to our last live stream last week, Piopi was being camera shy because he was hurt. He pushed himself too hard chasing birds off his lawn in the backyard, and he pulled his leg muscle, whichever muscle that might be. We'll call it the leg muscle. So we took him to the vet and we got him on some anti-inflammatory drugs, some great drugs. And now he's doing great, even though he looks like he's half dead right now. But he's back to chasing them birds off his property. I'm just kidding, he never stopped. And we'll get to take him back on a walk for the first time in a couple weeks, so everyone's looking forward to that. Everyone's getting a little cabin fever up in this biatch. All right, now let's go big screen, fancy white. It's a beautiful day in here in Ohio as well. How's the weather where you guys are at? It's been storming like crazy here in Central Ohio the last couple days. Quite depressing. Some flood warning, some awesome 4th of July fireworks, and our town had to cancel ours because of staffing shortages, but we got some pretty sweet lightning storms, so that sort of made up for it. Still scared the dogs, so that's a win. If this is your first time watching a SpaceX live stream, you may see a little smokage going on. Don't worry, that's supposed to happen. All right, just venting some excess fuel, some gas, some LOX as they store that cryo propellant on the rocket, and then it boils up, it warms off because it's no longer being refrigerated. And they got to vent it somewhere, right? Otherwise the rocket will pop, like overflating a balloon. Yes, Chris Wilson is back. He's the chatty one. Let's turn this up slightly. I don't even know who's hosting this time. Nobody's hosting. Kevin's hosting. They are SpaceX hostless. Hostess. Now I want a Twinkie. ADHD's kicking in, you guys. What's up, Rob? Robert? Cloudy and rainy in India? That's no fun. What's up, Christopher Cantrell, Dallas? Sipping on coffee. Yeah, so I never had a cup of coffee. I am going to have my first cup with you guys, though, eventually. So I need some recommendations for when we actually do it. I know I've been talking about it for like 2 years now. But I did start drinking my pre-workout. Like I cycle on and off, but I haven't taken a pre-workout energy drink for like years. And I finally took one a couple weeks ago. And I can see why people obsess over coffee, man. Like, it puts you in a good mood. It's like, holy shit, I got energy all of a sudden. Where'd this come from? Came from my magic mug, that's where. What's up, Justin DeLong? Thanks for modding. Appreciate you mods, appreciate you members. Of course, I can't forget about my locals backers. I do have the locals chat open for you locals members. Ian, have fun. I'll be at work for this, so catch you later. Appreciate you, Ian, for supporting the channel. And I appreciate all you guys who are watching from work, playing a little, hooky, even though you're there at the office. We're going to turn the volume up now. We're T-minus 30 seconds in. Still don't hear a host. They may not have one for this one. Did SpaceX give up on the host, or have I just been tuning in at the wrong moment? I like it this way. That way, all attention is on me and the boomstick. Let's see it. Let's see it in action.
10,
Come on, peeps. Get pumped,
9,
brah.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. And liftoff.
Traditional headbang. Lick them clouds, rocket. Lick them clouds, brah. Create them clouds, brah. You don't want to lick those clouds, though. That would suck.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Vehicle pitching downrange.
Best magic show you'll see all day.
Launch. Wait a minute, is it going up?
I hear somebody talking.
Power and telemetry are nominal.
Seriously, is there no SpaceX host for this one? Because if not, I'm gonna have to do all the commenting.
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
Yeah, they must not, because I don't hear anyone. Usually they'd be talking about max Q by now. So let's talk about max Q, maximum aerodynamic pressure. This is when the pressure of the atmosphere and the speed of the rocket come to a head and create the most stress on that nose cone on the vehicle itself. So they throttle back those 9 Merlin sea level engines to kind of ease that stress. Once they break through that barrier,
Falcon 9
then
has
they
reached max Q, the maximum dynamic pressure it will feel during flight.
Is that Kate? Is Kate hosting? Maybe she's just taking an easy day. And then you see at the bottom there, we have an acronym called MECO, main engine cutoff, which is coming up. We'll shut down those 9 Merlin engines. And then they'll stage separate the first stage from the second stage. If you don't know much about rockets, the reason they basically connect 2 rockets to one and make a single rocket out of 2 rockets is because it's just the most efficient way to get to orbit.
In just
with
under 30 seconds, we'll have
most
main
rockets.
engine cutoff, or MECO.
Some rockets require more stages. Some rockets require boosters depending on the payload, and single stage to orbit would be ideal, but it's very hard to accomplish. Essentially, though, that's what Starship and Super Heavy gets you because they're both reusable. So we got a camera right now inside the inner stage between the 2 rocket halves.
Main engine cutoff.
Looking inside, up the skirt of the Merlin vacuum engine there. There it goes. Deuces, brah. Light that bitch.
MVAC ignition.
Yeah. Bring on the heat.
Fairing separation.
Right side of your screen, we got fairings there, and there they go. And they will shoot those down through the...
As you
Oh,
can see,
check
the
out
fairings have deployed,
Yeah.
marking the 3rd flight for these fairing halves.
Not the best view, but I always appreciate
We will
some good
attempt
ground
to
tracking.
recover the fairing halves using our recovery ship, Bob.
I kind of like this minimalist commentary, though. It's easier for me to kind of just speak my thoughts. Don't have to worry about cutting them off. So left-hand side of your screen, we got the titanium grid fins that just deployed. They look like giant, I don't know, spatulas or fly swatters, about the size of a car, a smart car. And those will help steer the rocket once it re-enters the denser parts of the atmosphere toward the awaiting drone ship. I believe this one's just read the instructions that's waiting to catch it out in the Atlantic. But while it's in the vacuum of space and microgravity, it uses cold gas thrusters, which you kind of see right here, the ACS system doing little poofs from time to time to help, there it goes, to help
Everything
push the
continues to
booster
look
in the
normal
direction it
for
needs to
the
go.
First stage on the left-hand side of your screen, as well as the second stage on the right-hand side of your screen.
And on the right-hand side, I think that's Kate. Sounds like Kate. She was just saying that the second stage is being pushed toward orbit right now with that Merlin vacuum engine on the right-hand side.
As you can see by the stage telemetry there, second stage is now at an altitude of nearly 160 kilometers.
Yeah, Jesse hosted the last one, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, but who knows because my memory sucks. Thank you, Mom, for becoming a... or for that super chat. Appreciate you. You don't have to do that, Mom. I'll just have to get you a better Mother's Day gift now. My mom runs the Etsy shop, Classy Kids Embroidery. If you guys are looking for any eccentric polos or patches, there's a link below for that. Help a mother out.
As a reminder, today's payload is for SpaceX's satellite internet constellation Starlink.
Yes.
Both vehicles on a nominal trajectory.
Hands up in the chat if you were around back in the day when they used to catch those fairing halves with the big nets on those ship recovery.
As you can see on the left-hand
recovery
side of
ships.
your screen, first stage utilizing the grid fins in order to prepare for re-entry.
They still shoot down they parachute down those fairing halves to recover them. They just scoop them out of the water now and refurbish them, send them back on another flight. Saves them $6 million, Musk bucks, because that's how much they cost.
Everything continues to look good for the second stage, now traveling at a speed over 13 kilometers per hour. 13,000 kilometers per hour.
Coming in hot on the left-hand side there, back to Earth. Looks super fast. Look at that horizon disappearing. Or reappearing. I don't know. Look at the horizon. You can see its speed on the bottom left-hand side there. It's in kilometers an hour or clicks an hour because
about 10 seconds away.
It's the metric
from stage
system.
1 entry burn.
Everyone hates Imperial apparently. We Imperialists.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
Stage 1 FPS is safe.
All right. There go the Merlin engines
Stage
to
1 has
slow the
ignited
rocket
3
down a little
engines
bit.
to slow it down for atmospheric re-entry.
That way it doesn't belly flop. What I call belly flop, like doing a belly smacker off the high dive, you know, that kind of hurts. Well, if the booster has to
Stage
slow
1
down a
entry
bit, it
burn
kind of
shut
slams
down.
into the thicker parts of the atmosphere and it can do some damage, bro. Brew. Oh yeah, she's arching. Making her way to the drone
Continue
ship.
to follow a nominal trajectory.
Now this isn't a shortfall of gravitas. So I don't know if they're using Starlink as a mode or method to stream this landing. So we'll see if the connection holds. I know they use Starlink with the shortfall of gravitas, which is why we've had pretty clear connection the last couple of landings. But we'll see. We'll see with this one. Fingers crossed, brah. You got some hands up in the chat. Some of you have been around for quite a while. Appreciate you for sticking
Stage
with
1
me.
transonic.
As you heard, the first stage is now traveling near the speed of sound.
If you've never seen a fairing recovery or fairing landing in a net, fairing catching the net, you can just like look it up on SpaceX's YouTube or Twitter or Google or whatever, and you'll see it. It's actually pretty amazing. They only successfully caught one in the nets like a handful of times. Apparently the juice was no longer worth the squeeze, but
Stage 1 landing burn.
interesting nonetheless.
Stage 2 FTS is safe.
Here we go. Hope they swab the poop deck.
Stage 1 has ignited
Stage
1
2 is
engine.
terminal guidance.
Made it all slippery. Stay with us, baby. Stay
Landing
with
leg
us,
deployed.
baby. No. Don't skizz out. Don't do it. Don't you do it. It did it. I told you guys are watching a magic show. Now you don't see it, and now you're about to.
Seco.
Any second now. This is gonna reappear out of thin air. But not yet. You have to wait for the magician to reveal the trick.
Expected loss of signal. Cape. Acquisition of signal. We found.
Nominal orbit insertion.
Show the booster. Do it, meow. There's Starlink satellites.
As you heard, we had a good orbital insertion for the second stage. Everything continues to look good for the Starlink payload. We were expecting to hear a call out for a successful first stage landing. Still waiting to confirm.
Oh no. Oh no. This would be if it didn't, excuse you, if it didn't make contact with the drone ship, like contact it like it's supposed to, not hard contact, it'll be the first time this has happened in like, what, since 2018 maybe? At least 3 years, maybe 4.
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
Okay. As if there was any doubt.
And
in
as
my
you just
mind.
heard, we were able to confirm the first stage landing on our drone ship.
I only brought up the whole RUD thing for your benefit. It's not like I ever believed it. Show the booster or it didn't happen, bras. Come on. Yeah, I know some of you are saying it looked kind of off to you on that landing.
With that successful confirmation, that was the 100th landing of a Falcon 9 first stage, the 50th overall Starlink mission, and the 28th launch of this year.
Like I discussed in our previous live stream,
With
the
that, we
boost.
will conclude the webcast. Thank you for watching, and be sure to check SpaceX social media for confirmation.
Thank you, Kate. I think that's who you are. Yeah, like I was saying during our last live stream, the booster doesn't come directly in over the drone ship in case the engines don't light up and they don't want it to slam into the drone ship. But once the engines light up for landing burn, then it kind of dog legs itself over the drone ship and lands, but that's probably not what you guys are referring to. Maybe it did look a little off to some of you. We got audio confirmation and landing. We just don't have that visual confirmation. So you can follow me on social media or follow SpaceX on social media, and I'll retweet them when they confirm visual of that landing, which they will. That was lucky 13. It was almost unlucky 13. Not lucky enough to actually show it, but you know, all is good. So that makes 2 boosters now that have reached the record of most reuses of 13. So we're going on to 14 eventually. I think there's like 3 or 4 boosters that are at like 12 uses or 13 uses. So they'll probably get all those or the majority of those to 13 before they start trying for 14, but I don't know the way they decide what booster to use for what mission. Peeps is super excited about it. He may be dead. Oh man, he's ready to go for a walk, I think. I got a busy day ahead of me now that the weather's done being a little wet outside. I can actually mow the lawn. It kind of needs it now that the grass we had like really dry weeks, and so the grass wasn't growing. I didn't have to mow it, which was kind of nice, but then it rained like I was saying for like the last 2 days, and now the grass is sprouting all over the place. So I got to mow the lawn today. I got to walk the dogs. Got to prep for tomorrow's video. So make sure you subscribe on both Rumble and YouTube so you don't miss it. Keep up on the latest SpaceX news of your week. We tend to do it on a bi-weekly basis, some Tuesdays and Fridays. But it all depends really on how much news there is, because if there's not really a whole lot of news, I don't like to waste people's time and talk about something that just can wait for another day. But things are starting to pick back up with SpaceX and their Starship program. Both the upper stage and lower stage of Starship are at the launch pad being prepared for static fires. Could happen any time today. We have possible road closures for some sort of testing. So make sure you keep an eye on Lab Padre's channel. He always has 24/7 live coverage of the activities happening down there. And after this live stream ends, it's on YouTube. It's supposed to redirect you directly to his channel. I made sure I made that happen. I talked to Lewis on the phone the other day, and we worked out those details so we could make that happen. So yeah, you should be redirected to Rover Cam 2.0 so you can keep an eye on what's going on. Okay. Thank you, Mike Clark. Appreciate you. Admiral Mike Clark, who is not former Navy, but former Army, apparently. He is used to the metric system. Clicks is just fun to say. People, I started saying clicks because that's what the military uses, but back in the day, I was trying to be all scientific and using kilometers or kilometers, and there's like a dumb nerdy war going on online. Was it kilometers or kilometers? So I was like, screw you both, it's clicks. Michael Ernest, I was late. Well, God invented the rewind button, bro, so you're covered. Thank him in your prayers. Hey, Justin, are you going down for the first launch of Starship? Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to it. These trips are very expensive, but man, here's the thing about going down there for launches, for those of you who haven't done it yet. It's a very tricky thing to anticipate timing-wise. He moved. He is alive. So when I went down to the Boca Chica for the first time in 2019, it was the summer of 2019, before the first presentation even happened, I went down there for the first Starhopper launch. But as I was boarding the plane, I put it off as long as I could because, it's just, you never know when they're actually going to launch it. As I was boarding the plane, they scrubbed the launch that was supposed to happen like the next day. So I had to get on the plane knowing that I was going down there not to see a launch, but I still got to tour the facilities with Maria Pointer and I got to talk to Lab, Lewis, his wife, and Austin Bernard. So it was a good trip still. You can still catch that video if you look through my video history. But anyway, so going down there and that was just Starhopper, going down there for an actual fully stacked 2-stage Starship Super Heavy rocket with all the bells and whistles, all the mechanisms, parts, even with stage 0, especially with stage 0, that have to go right in order for them to successfully launch the thing without scrubbing. That's the trick. If you live in Ohio or far away like I do, you got to commit. Even if you're driving there, and book your hotel room unless you plan on sleeping outside or in your car or whatever. Rental cars. And like Elon tweeted, don't expect for the first countdown to go all the way to 0. Okay, and I'm sure it's going to take probably at least 3 or 4, maybe a half dozen times for them to actually reach T-0 and launch the sucker, just because I can't imagine how long that checklist, that pre-flight checklist is for launching Starship Super Heavy. So the trick is going to be actually timing it right, getting down there and not having to wait down there for a month for them to actually launch the thing, because I can't afford that. And the lawyer wife would kill me if I stuck her with the 2 dogs here by herself for more than a week. But every time I go down there, I only stay for like 2 days, and I'm busy working the whole time. I never actually get to go to the beach and enjoy it. So I'm dedicated to making my next trip down there for the Starship launch to actually stay there for close to a week, as long as I can, and take a day or two and just have kind of like a vacation. I haven't been on a real vacation in like 4 years. It's quite sad. Woe is me. Been licking clouds lately. I started watching you with them still trying to catch fairings and Starhopper. All right, been around for a while. Actually, I haven't been licking clouds since my initial flight this summer, which was like back in May, I think. I need to get back up. Like, it was really windy for like a couple weeks after that flight. Then it got really dry, and the wind kind of died down, and I missed some opportunities because it's like a Venn diagram with a bunch of circles of all these, different criteria that have to be perfect in order for me to launch. And really, it was my fault that I didn't really get to go up last week. And I was willing to go up like 2 days ago, but then, like I said, it started raining again. So it's just been some bad luck lately. But I'll get up and lick some more clouds here eventually. Stand by on Cloud Licker for that. Link below. Hey, Danny, thanks for the love, man. Appreciate you. England blokes or UK blokes, wherever you're from exactly. Everyone assumes that if you're from the UK, you're just automatically from England. That's what I think, because I'm a huge Bond fan and he's from England. Actually, I don't know. Is the character James Bond from England? I think he defends England. But I think is he Scottish? I don't know. You would think as a huge Bond fan, I would know these things. If you've seen the movie Skyfall, where was his orphanage? Where was exactly his orphanage stationed or located, I guess? Scotland. Yes. Makes me proud to know that I'm primarily Scottish. I always figure, we were 100% German because that's what my dad always said and my mom always said. And our last name's Haymeyer, which is very German. But my brother, like a year ago, did one of those ancestry DNA things. So great, now the government owns our DNA, But no, they sold that shit to the government. But yeah, I found out that we're mostly Scottish. I can trace our ancestry back to as far back as the mid 1600s, and that takes us back to England. So Britain. So I can trace our ancestry back to Britain in the mid 1600s, but apparently we're mostly Scottish. So I'm basically James Bond, is what I'm trying to say. I'm the American version of James Bond, or Ethan Hunt. In other words, I am Tom Cruise. This conversation just went whack, bro. It's whack. That's what Tom Cruise is trying to make. He tried to make, or I guess he succeeded. He has made a James Bond US version with Mission Impossible. It's basically just James Bond for Americans. Thank you, Daniel. Daniel Roberts, man with 2 first names. Nepal, or is it Naples? Nepal, appreciate you, Nepal. James Bond is English. Sean Connery was Scottish. I don't know. I think the actual character is Scottish as well. I know Sean Connery is very Scottish, or was. Isn't he dead now? I think he is. Daniel Craig, though, best James Bond ever. Depending on who they pick next, maybe the last James Bond that I ever watch. It's not even controversial to say that. It's just a fact. Daniel Craig, best James Bond. Hey, Christopher, I had the same issue waiting on a space shuttle launch, traveling with my wife and kids. Tried 2 times and never saw a launch. I know, dude. It hurts. It not only hurts the soul, but it hurts the wallet. I've never seen a rocket launch personally. The lawyer wife has. Treachery. It was before we started dating, though. Yeah, I've never seen a launch. I've had the opportunity, but now that I've waited my entire life, I want a very big girthy rocket to pop my cherry. Oh yeah, and Starship's the only one that can satisfy my needs. Okay, I think this is a good place to end the stream right there. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in with me. It's been fun. Again, if you would, make sure you subscribe over on Rumble, and continue to watch on YouTube if you wish. And always watch on Rumble, though. Give the Second Internet some love and support, the free speech site. And you can follow me on social media if you want more Kev in your life on both Twitter and True Social. Links are below for that as well. You guys have a nominal work day. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow if all goes according to plan and I wake up in the morning. The wife doesn't smother me in my sleep. I know she's trying to. And then, yeah, we'll have another episode and we'll all enjoy our weekend. So until tomorrow, I guess, Godspeed.